What's up? My name is Eric Butler. This channel is called Report and Opine. I am back, and here we have several stories that to me prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the LGBT, BBQ, CIA, FBI plus, or whatever it is, agenda is clearly targeting children. This one from the New York Post: Disney promotes first ever Pride Night on Twitter after DeSantis warning. So I believe Disneyland in California announced Pride Night after Ron DeSantis said that we're not going to really be tolerating that stuff in Florida. So they did that just to spite him. And then you move over to DC's high school Pride prom set for May 13. Pride is notoriously a high school thing. And then, of course, in the Bay Area, second annual Pride prom scheduled in Contra Costa County. And here's how you can help. So from ABC7 Bay Area, they are taking the position that, of course, you want to help. I mean, they're not even pretending to be neutral, right? They're saying, well, of course you want to talk, you want to help out the little gay teenagers. What are you talking about? And this guy, this reporter here from ABC is, I mean, just beyond the pale. It's beyond parody. Maybe we can do a deep dive to him, into him, no pun intended, at a later date, because he, in one report, literally said, well, you're just not a good person. He's flamboyantly gay, but you're just not a good person if you don't tolerate the trans youth. Like, in a news report, to just say you're not a good person if you don't go along with this agenda, it's absolutely bizarre. But let's go back to the Post article and see why Disney, even after, going to bat, butting heads, I should say, with DeSantis over their tax exemption. And some people are saying that Ron DeSantis didn't really do anything. It was all a facade. But this, I believe, is about Disneyland out in California, and they have to do this because they are in the belly of the beast and they have no choice but to spite Ron DeSantis. Disneyland promoted its first ever... Where did it go? Disneyland promoted its first ever Pride Night at its California theme park on Twitter Monday, just as Florida Governor Ron DeSantis took another shot at the entertainment conglomerate in the Sunshine State. The presumptive 2024 presidential candidate, he has not announced that. Everybody keeps saying that, and I think we all agree that he is going to run, but he is not, by any stretch of the imagination, said he was going to run. We got Nikki Haley, we got Vivek Ramaswamy, we got Donald Trump, but for whatever reason, they keep talking about Ron DeSantis, and I personally don't think he's a great candidate for president because he did try to rewrite history on what happened in Florida, but that, of course, is a different story, and I digress. And Disney have been at odds ever since the corporate giant publicly condemned DeSantis-backed legislation that banned discussion of sexual orientation and gender identity in kindergarten through third grade classrooms, which totally makes sense. And good on the Post. This is how low the bar has gotten, that they didn't just call it the Don't Say Gay bill that every single other news publication would undoubtedly call it. The feud then intensified when DeSantis, 44, created a new board to oversee Disney World, ending the House of Mouse's long-held self-government. But the DeSantis-appointed board was rendered powerless after its predecessors quietly passed a restrictive development agreement just before the change. The clash escalated further Monday when DeSantis vowed to stop Disney's effort to circumvent state oversight. So there it is. He kind of tried to stop them, but they got away with it anyways, and a lot of people were calling Ron DeSantis a fake and a phony because of that. And I'm not going to dock him for that. I am docking him for basically pretending that he didn't shut down the state, when we all know, I shouldn't say all because all of us don't know, but I know that Governor Kristi Noem of South Dakota was the only one who didn't do any of the nonsense. And she can be called out for other reasons, but not on that. You're not going to have Disney have its own government in Central Florida. You're not going to live under the same laws. You're going to live under the same laws as everybody else. The Sunshine State governor ousted the 5 Disney-backed members of the panel that oversaw the Reedy Creek Improvement District, Disney's special self-governing district, and handpicked their replacements to limit the company's powers. So it sounds like he tried, and here's the flyer. Wow, pretty dark. This is clearly geared towards children. Why? I mean, I grew up in Oakland, California. I went to college in San Francisco, California, basically where all this stuff comes from. And we did not talk about this when I was a kid. But here it is, and they're shoving it down your throat at every possible opportunity to let you know that the kids are, like, all the kids are gay, all the kids are trans. Give me a break. It's an absolute mess. We're not buying it. We don't want it anymore. This is despicable. Here's the flyer. Oh, God, these people are gross. And the whole team trying to, they're like, it's like one of us, like, because this is what happens is first they want you to get rid of the kid, and that's why they promote, reproductive health care so heavily. And then if you can't do that, then you're going to want to trans the kid. And if you can't trans the kid, if you can't get him to part with his junk, then maybe he'll just be a regular gay. Either way, he's not going to have any kids. She's not going to have any kids. And that is like a long-term depopulation agenda if you want to go full tinfoil hat. You know what I'm saying? However, before outgoing members were replaced, they voted in special measures that reverted most of the panel's powers back to the entertainment giant. So his little self-governing thing didn't work, apparently. And now Disneyland out in California is planning this. Now, they were going to do it regardless, right? But I think the timing with which they did it was just to spite Governor Ron DeSantis, because every single thing today now has to be political. Even a little mouse made for kids has to be political and convince you that children are gay. And then from the Blade, Washington Blade, I don't know what this is, but in that same vein, DC's high school pride prom set for May 13, 7th annual. So they've been doing this for far too long, right? But this is I still personally kind of blame Twitter. So it's been a little bit more than a decade. So pretty much right on schedule. And strangely, this is only the second annual for Contra Costa County, with this little weasel here reporting on this story. And the framing here is absolutely despicable. Here's how you can help. They can't just shoot it straight. They can't just report the news. They can't just tell you that a pride prom is scheduled in this county. They have to sell you on it. They have to say, oh, you want to donate to little gay teenagers? It's absolutely ridiculous. So my point is, for anybody who's on the fence and pretending that this is all about inclusion and tolerance, and it has nothing to do with the kids, you're absolutely wrong. And if you just do a simple Google search of Pride Prom, you will find more than just these two that I pulled up. But that's how dark it's gotten. So, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe.